everyone, welcome to JAIIBonTips. Today we will learn the chapter number 5 of Accounting and Financial Management for Bankers, that is trial balance, rectification of errors and adjusting and closing entries. So let's start the chapter. Let's start understanding what is trial balance. Trial balance is summary of all the ledger accounts. The Directory for Accountants, written by Eric L. Kohler, defines trial balance as a list or abstract of balances or of total debits and total credits of the accounts in the ledger, the purpose being to determine the equality of posted debits and credits and to establish a basic summary for financial statements. Mr. Carter defines trial balance as a list of those debit and credits balances which are extracted from various accounts in the ledger and balance of cash in hand and cash at bank as shown by cash book are also included in it. In short, trial balance is a statement. Trial balance is a statement prepared with debit and credit balances. Prepared with all your debit and credit balances of the ledger accounts to test the arithmetical accuracy of the books. Clear? For example, imagine you have a bunch of records for all the money that comes in and goes out of your business. Say you have a business, so all the money that is coming in and all the money that is going out of your business as the expenses are recorded in a financial diary. So these records are like your financial diary. The trial balance is like a summary page at the end of that diary. It adds up all the money you have received, like you have created a book. You have created a journal book, right? Journal and ledger book. There you wrote down all your entries, right? All your journal entries and you prepared all your ledger entries. And in the last, you prepared the trial balance in which you write all the debits and credits you have done during that financial year. So it is like a summary page at the end of that diary. It adds up all the money you have received and all the money you have spent. That is all the money you have received, that is all the debit, all the money which is going out from your business or all the money you have spent like the credits in those records. So the trial balance helps you check if you have done your math correctly. It's like making sure the money you think you have matches the money you have actually dealt with. This summary is important because you can use it to create important reports about your business financial health. So in simple terms, a trial balance is like a neat list that shows all the money coming in and going out of your business, making sure everything adds up correctly. Next is features and purpose of a trial balance. The first one is it is a list of debit and credit balances drawn from ledger. We have discussed this earlier. Second is it includes cash and bank balances. It means that all the money related transactions will be recorded in the journal and ledger entry. That will also be balances in the trial balance. Correct? Third one is its main purpose is to establish arithmetical accuracy of transactions recorded in the books of account. So whatever mistakes we have done in creating journal and ledger book will be checked. All the transactions will be checked if it is correct or wrong. So we can do the rectification entry with the help of the trial balance. It is usually prepared at the end of the year, but it can also be prepared at any time as and when required. For example, monthly, quarterly or half yearly. It enables the trader to know amounts receivable from customers and amounts payable to suppliers. Because we tally all the debits and credit transactions in the trial balance, so we will know about all the amounts receivable and amounts payable. Sixth is it facilitates preparation of final accounts. With the help of trial balance, we can prepare the final accounts, right? So these are the features and purpose of a trial balance. Next is the classification of errors. The first one is the clerical errors and second one is the principal errors. Clerical errors in the context of a trial balance are mistakes of inaccuracies that occur during the process of recording financial transactions in the books of accounts. These errors are typically due to human mistakes, or oversights and can lead to imbalances in the trial balance where the total debits don't match the total credits. These clerical errors are divided in three parts: errors of omission, errors of commission, compensating errors. Errors of omission means the error when a transaction is completely left out or not recorded in the books. As a result, the trial balance will not include the correct values for that transaction. So it will lead to an imbalance. That means if Ram gave you rupees 500 and you forgot to record that amount in your cash book, so this is the error of omission. Or you paid rupees 10,000 for machinery, but you forgot to represent this in your cash book, right? So this is your error of omission. Next is errors of commission. Error of commission, these errors happen when a transaction is recorded but with incorrect amounts or in the wrong accounts. Like Ram have submitted rupees 500 but you wrote rupees 50 in your cash book. So this is the errors of commission. We will learn this in the next slide. Last one is compensating errors. So compensating errors occur when one mistake cancels out the impact of another, and as a result the overall effect on the accounts is balanced. Imagine a situation where there are two errors. The rent account total is mistakenly written as 1,000 less than it should be, and the printing and stationery account total is mistakenly written as 1,000 more than it should be. Like we wrote rent account 1,000 less and printing and machinery account 1,000 more. So it will compensate one another. So these errors counteract each other. The first error makes the total lower by 1,000 while the second error makes it higher by 1,000. As a result, when combined, these errors cancel each other out and don't affect the agreement of the trial balance. Like this is 1,000 less and this is 1,000 more. Then this will compensate each other and there will no effect in the agreement of the trial balance. Right. Next one is errors of principle. Errors of principle occur when accounting principles are not correctly followed. Like, let's say a company pays 10,000 for installing new machine. When there is new installation of machine, then it will be counted as machinery account. Right. But instead of writing this in machinery account, you wrote this in wages account. So this is the error of principle, right? Additionally, the company buys a new computer on credit, but this purchase is mistakenly recorded in the purchase journal rather than the fixed asset account. Even though these errors involve incorrect postings, they don't impact the agreement of the trial balance because they don't affect the total debits or credits. However, they do misrepresent the nature of the transactions and financial statement. Because here, if the new installation of machinery charges 1,000 rupees, so you wrote this in machinery account debit, you have to write this, right? But what you wrote? You wrote wages account debit rupees 1,000. It won't affect your trial balance, right? Because the amount is same. But it is misrepresent the nature of the transactions and financial statement. So while compensating errors may balance each other out and not impact the trial balance agreement, errors of principle can still misread readers of financial statements by misclassifying transactions. So it's important to strive for accurate and principled account practices to ensure the reliability of your financial records and reports. Let's understand errors of commission. When an error is committed in recording a transaction with the wrong amount or posting to the wrong side of the account, it is called an error of commission. So it is committed in recording a transaction with the wrong amount or posting to the wrong side of the account. Some examples are posting of correct amount but on the wrong side. This happens when the right amount is recorded but it's placed in the wrong column, either in the debit column when it should be in the credit column or vice versa. For example, imagine a company received rupees 500 in cash. Company received that money, rupees 500 in a cash from a customer. However, instead of recording it as a credit in the cash account, it accidentally posted as a debit, right? So this is the error of commission. Second is posting of a wrong amount but on the correct side. In this case, the entry is made on the correct side, debit or credit, but the amount is incorrect. For example, a company pays rupees 1,000 for rent. A company pays rupees 1000 for rent, but the bookkeeper mistakenly records it as rupees 10,000. Rupees 10,000. Then it is an error of commission, right? Third one is posting of a wrong amount on the wrong side of the account. So this error combines the previous two. Both the side and the amount are incorrect. For example, a company sells good for 800 but recorded as a credit in the sales account with the incorrect amount of rupees 80. Like if company sells good for rupees 800, so sales account will be credited, right, by rupees 800. But what the bookkeeper did, it instead of writing it in a credit account, it wrote in a debit account, and the amount written it as rupees 80. So it is an error of commission. Fourth one is totaling error in subsidiary book, that is purchase journal, sales journal, returns journal, or totaling error in any ledger account. So subsidiary books like purchase journal or sales journal keep track of specific types of transactions, right? So if the totals at the bottom of these books are added up incorrectly, it can cause errors in the trial balance. For example, a purchase journal might have a total of rupees 2,500. Rupees 2,500, right? But due to an adding mistake, it's recorded as 2050 in the trial balance. So this is an error. A mistake committed in balancing of ledger account. So each ledger account needs to be balanced regularly. If this balancing is done incorrectly, it can lead to imbalances in the trial balance. For example, a ledger account for accounts receivable should show the total amount owed by the customer. If this total is miscalculated, it will cause the trial balance to be inaccurate. So remember, these clerical errors can disrupt the balance between debits and credits in the trial balance, which can have a cascading effect on the accuracy of financial statements and reports. Detecting and correcting these errors promptly is essential to maintain the integrity of your financial records.
Let's understand some examples of rectification of entries. The first one is credit sale to Ram of rupees 8,000 recorded as rupees 800. So what will be the correct entry? Correct entry will be Ram account debit rupees 8,000 to sales account rupees 8,000, right? But according to the question, the entry done here is wrong entry. Ram account debit to sales rupees 800, rupees 800, correct? So there is a gap of 8,000 minus 800, 7,200. We have written this amount less, right? So what will we do the rectification entry? Rectification entry will be Ram account debit to sales. Here's the gap of 7,200, so we will debit the same 7,200 from both the accounts, right? I hope these entries are clear. Second one is credit sale to Ram of rupees 8,000 recorded as rupees 8,500. So here's the example of overcasting. I have to record it as 8,000, but I have recorded it as 8,500. So there is an excess amount of 500 which is recorded in the cash book. So let's do the entry now. The right entry will be credit sale to Ram, that means Ram account debit to sales. Correct amount is 8,000, right? And the wrong entry is accounts are correct, so Ram account debit to sales. Here we have written it as 8,500. Correct? So what will we do? We just rectify this account. So let's do this. Rectification entry will be sales account now will be debited. Why? Because we have written the excess amount of 500 in sales account, so we will debit this, and we have debited RAM account by rupees 500, so we will credit that amount in it, right? If I gave someone rupees, I have to give someone rupees 2000, right? But I gave him rupees 2500, so he will return me that 500 rupees now. Similarly, here sales account will be debited and RAM account will be credited. Correct? Next one is rent paid rupees 5000 was posted to landlord's personal account. So I have to pay the rent, so it will be done in rent account, but I have mistakenly written it as landlord's personal account. So what will be the correct entry? Correct entry will be, as it is a nominal account. If you don't know the nominal account, check out the video of chapter number 2. Then go to the notes and the questions we have done in our Telegram group @JAIIBONTips. We have done various questions on the topic of all the account. So you will understand that topic in that chapter. Okay. So let's continue. Correct entry will be, so I was telling, it is the rent account. Rent comes in expenses, so all the expenses are debited. So rent account will be debited to cash, so 5000. And wrong entry, what we have done here is, we have debited landlord's personal account by rupees 5000 by cash. So as you can see that this cash entry is right, but we have debited landlord's personal account instead of rent account. So what we will do, we will give the cash to landlord's personal account, but we will debit the rent account. Correct? So this entry will come this side and we will do the rectification. Let's do the rectification then. The rectification entry will be rent account will be debited to landlord's personal account. Why? Because we have debited this account wrongly. Correct? So both the entries will be rectified and this will be the correct answer. I hope you understood this example very well. Next one is credit sales to Mohan rupees 7000 were recorded in purchases book. As you all know that in this question Mohan account will be debited because the sales is done, so sales account will be credited, right? But here it is written that instead of sales account we have done the entries of purchases account, right? So what will be the correct entry? Correct entry of credit sales to Mohan is Mohan account will be debited to sales, right? 7000. But what we have done in the wrong entry is we have done the purchases book. We have recorded this in the purchases book. So the entry is purchase account debit to Mohan account, right? Rupees 7000. Here we can see that we have given rupees 7000 to Mohan, but we have to debit that 7000 rupees from Mohan. So in the rectification entry, what we will do is Mohan account has to be debited by how much? by this 7,000, and we have given him the wrong 7,000, so by this 7,000 too. So 7,000 plus 7,000, 14,000 will be debited, and sales account will be credited as per the correct entry. So to sales, the amount will be given of rupees 7,000. Right, now this is rectified, but purchase account is wrongly debited, so we will recorrect it by giving this amount back to purchase account. So purchase account will also be credited by rupees 7,000 to rectify this error entry. Right, I hope this is clear. Now let's understand the next topic, that is suspense account. Suspense account is used when there is a one-sided error. After the trial balance is prepared, any discrepancy that arises can be temporarily moved to a special account called the suspense account. Right? As the accounts are checked or audited, any one-sided errors can be identified. To correct those errors, the suspense account can play a role by temporarily holding the difference. If the total debits in the trial balance exceed the total credits, the difference will be placed on the credit side of the suspense account. Conversely, if the total credits are greater, the difference will be positioned on the debit side of the suspense account. When the final accounts are being prepared, if any balance remains in the suspense account, it will be present on the asset side of the balance sheet if the difference is a debit, or on the liability side if the difference is a credit. Right? If there is a difference in the debit side, so it will be written in the asset side of the balance sheet, and if there is a difference in credit side, so it will be written as the liability side of the balance sheet. So do remember this. Correct? Let's do the entry. The first one is sales book overcast by 700. Now we don't know what is the second account. Right? First we know that this is the sales account, but we don't know if that it is done in the cash or credit. So whenever we don't know the second account, we will use the suspense account. Right? So here sales book is overcasted by rupees 700. So here we will write sales account debit, because we have given 700 rupees more in sales account. So we will debit the sales account by 700 and credit this amount in suspense account. Next one is sales book overcast. Okay, that this is written wrong. That correct this by writing it as undercast by rupees 300. Right? So sales book undercast by rupees 300. That means we have given 300 rupees less to sales book. So here we will credit sales account by rupees 300. And what will we debit? We don't know the account which has to be debited, so we will use the suspense account. So suspense account will be debited by rupees 300, and this amount will be given to the sales account by rupees 300 because we have given less amount to sales book. Correct? I hope this is clear. Now go through the notes and cover the quizzes which will be available in our Telegram group, that is at the rate JAIIBonTips. Just go to your Telegram group and on the search bar type JAIIBonTips. There you find our group and complete the questions, and if there is any query, DM us. Till then, bye bye.